We understand the value of time. We nod our heads when someone says, time is precious. We admire people who speak about discipline and productivity. Yet, despite knowing its importance, most of us still fail to treat time with the respect it deserves. In today's world, hours disappear into endless scrolling, meaningless distractions, and the quiet lie we tell ourselves that we'll start tomorrow. Today's story is about 22-year-old Leo, a young man for whom time was nothing more than a blurred backdrop for distraction. So stay with this story until the very end, because sometimes a single story, heard at the right moment, can awaken something inside you that years of advice never could. In the heart of a bustling city where life never seemed to slow down, towering skyscrapers stretched into the clouds, their glass windows reflecting the glow of countless billboards and neon lights. The streets were always crowded, people rushing, cars honking, vendors calling out. Every morning, the city woke before sunrise. Every night, it refused to sleep. Leo lived in a frictionless loop. He had mastered what he secretly called the nectar, that sweet escape that slowly becomes the very thing that traps you. The instant dopamine of a ranked match. The artificial adrenaline of a digital victory. The comforting numbness of skipping a day, a week, a month of real responsibilities. It tasted like freedom. But beneath the surface, it was a slow, quiet rot. He wasn't living. He was pressing pause on a life that was already beginning to slip through his fingers. A ghost in his own home, anchored to a chair by virtual achievements that left him nothing to show for the years he spent in the dark. Then, the cycle shattered. Life doesn't ask if you're ready for the hard turns. It simply arrives, unannounced and unforgiving. The call came on a Tuesday in November. It wasn't a slow decay. It was a sudden, violent crash. Maya, his sister, the only thread keeping him tied to the real world, had collapsed. In the sterile, fluorescent-lit waiting room, the silence was deafening. The air smelled of antiseptic and old floor wax. The warm glow of his gaming monitors felt a world away, replaced by the cold flicker of hospital lights overhead. As the doctor laid out the neurological reality and the devastating cost of her recovery, Leo felt the ground disappear beneath him. For the first time in his life, there was no respawn. No quit option. He was staring at a pile of medical bills and a future that demanded he finally, truly, become someone. He took the only path that remained, the graveyard shift at a massive distribution center. This was the poison he had spent his entire life running from. The warehouse was a cathedral of noise, the unrelenting hum of conveyor belts, the screech of metal on metal, a cold draft that bit through his thin hoodie like it had something to prove. The first weeks were a descent into physical agony. His hands, once soft from years at a keyboard, were raw and blistered, bleeding into the rough cardboard he was forced to heave for 10 hours a night. His muscles screamed. His exhausted mind begged him to quit. Every part of him resisted the monotony, the exhaustion, the indignity of a life that felt like punishment. But every time he wanted to walk away, he saw it. Maya's hands trembling during physical therapy, struggling to grip a simple wooden block. That image became his anchor, his reason, his fuel. There were nights he sat in his car after his shift, too drained to drive, staring at nothing, and in that silence, something slowly began to shift inside him. He drank the poison. He let the discomfort burn away his apathy. He stopped trying to escape the pain and started using it, forging a different kind of strength. The quiet, unshakable stamina of a person who finally knows exactly why they are working. Transformation isn't magic, it is observation. In the deep silence of the 4 a.m. shift, when the rest of the world was asleep, Leo's mind began to wake up. He stopped seeing the warehouse as a prison and started seeing it as a machine, one full of inefficiencies, patterns, and hidden opportunity. While others just tried to survive the night, Leo was studying the gears. He listened, not to music, but to the rhythm of logistics, the flow of data, the waste hidden in plain sight. He mapped the bottlenecks. He sketched solutions on scraps of paper in the back office. He wasn't just a laborer anymore. He was an architect of his own future, quietly turning his struggle into a strategy. 3 years later, the bitterness of the poison has long since faded. Leo stands in a modern, sun-drenched apartment. Across the room, Maya laughs freely, the same hands that once trembled now steady and strong. This life was not built by luck, it was built in the dark, shift by shift, choice by choice. He finally understood the lesson. What tastes like poison today, the discipline, the discomfort, the hard and unglamorous work, is the only thing that creates a nectar that truly lasts. Leo's story isn't special because he was extraordinary, it's special because he was ordinary, just like you and me, and he simply chose differently. So, here is what you can take from this story today. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, stop telling yourself there's plenty of time, start now, start small, wake up a little earlier, put down the phone for 1 hour, pick up that book, start that project, because every single hour you invest in yourself today is quietly building the person you will become tomorrow. Remember, you can replace almost everything in life, but you can never get back a single moment that has already passed. Respect your time. It is the most valuable thing you will ever own. Now, I want to hear from you. What is one thing you have been putting off that you will start today? Write it in the comments and make a promise to yourself right now. If this story touched your heart, please like and share this video. It might be exactly what someone in your life needs to hear. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that could change your life. I will be back with another story. Until then, be patient, stay grateful, and remember, your time is your life. Spend it wisely.